Before we jump in, today's video was created in partnership with Adobe. And so throughout today's episode, I will be using tools like Adobe Firefly and Adobe Express in my workflow. And you can read more information about our partnership, including a full disclosure, in the description below. If someone asks me what is the best image editor for beginners in 2026, my answer is Adobe Firefly. As someone who is quite a beginner photo editor themselves, someone who is not very tech savvy, and someone who gets very easily overwhelmed by technology, using Adobe Firefly as my main image editor and Adobe Express as a supplemental support tool has been a real game changer. Whether you're trying to edit images for your business, create designs for your social media, or you're exploring graphic design and photo editing more seriously, the best tool isn't necessarily the tool with the most features. In my opinion, it's the tool that will help you start creating faster and increasing your output without a steep learning curve and without having to watch 40 tutorial videos just to figure out the basics of using the app. And I think that's where Adobe Firefly really stands out. It gives you AI-powered image generation, creative editing tools, and the ability to experiment quickly so that you can get results, you can create content, you can design graphics and edit your photos with ease at scale. Basically, with these tools, you're able to get a professional-looking output without having to have professional knowledge or years of experience. And like I mentioned earlier, Adobe Firefly becomes so much more powerful when you pair it with Adobe Express for social media content generation, quick asset designs, and being able to reuse their templates. And so in today's episode, I'm going to walk you through how to use these two tools in combination as what I would call the best image editor for beginners in 2026. Let's get into it. Before we talk about the specific capabilities of these tools and how you can use them, I think we should take a step back and I should answer, how have I decided what is the best beginner image generator? Like what really goes into something being for beginners and right for the average person in my audience? Well, I don't know about you, but when I scroll through my social media feed nowadays, I'm feeling quite an overwhelm, quite a fatigue with download this app, check out this app, you have to try this tool, especially because when I do try these tools out or when I do download one of these apps, it feels like there's an entirely new learning curve. Like there's no guidance. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm now having to watch 40 tutorials just to figure out the basics of using this app. And that extra workload, that extra mental load of having to figure out how to use an entirely new app slows down the process and kind of defeats the purpose of however efficient or however useful this new app may be in the first place. I think any tool that is good for beginners, and I don't want you to feel shame when I say the word beginners because like I said, I consider myself a beginner editor, it really has to meet the following three criteria. Number one, it needs a low barrier to getting set up or getting started. Like I've said a few times, you shouldn't have to watch hours of tutorials. You shouldn't have to buy an entire course just to figure out how to use this app. It should be pretty intuitive and pretty easy to get set up. Number two, it needs to give you room to play around and experiment because while AI can definitely help us be more efficient and work smarter and not harder, and it can help us scale our output, I think the problem with a lot of, especially AI image editors, is that it ends up creating outputs that look the same over and over and over again. But it's that experimentation and that taste and that creativity and originality that allows you to be unique. And so there need to be enough freedom and flexibility so that not every single output looks the exact same. Basically, the tool needs to give room for experimentation. And then third, the tool needs to be able to grow with you because it sucks when you learn a tool and you get really used to it and then it doesn't quite have all of the features that you've been looking for. I know that personally I've been running into that issue with some of the editing apps that I've been using where I used them for years and I got good at them, but then there were certain tools or certain new AI features that were available on more advanced apps that weren't quite in my beginner-friendly apps. And so that's why I'm a big fan of, not to spoil what we're going to be talking about today, but I guess I've already spoiled it a few times, Adobe Firefly and Adobe Express, because even though they're great for beginners, and even though you can get set up quickly, and even though there's room for experimentation, they can also grow with you. So as you start to say, oh, hey, I want to do that really advanced thing. Oh, hey, I want to mask this. Oh, hey, I want to do layered-based image editing. And hey, I want to control this aspect. It is able to grow with you, and it has those tools baked in, but it doesn't force feed them down your throat when you're first getting started. And with all of that being said, a fourth box that Adobe Firefly checks off when we're talking about the best image editors for beginners in 2026 is that Adobe Firefly helps solve the problem of, I don't know where to start. Whenever I have coaching calls with newbies or beginners or people who are just kind of finding their footing on Instagram or on social media, they often don't even know what buttons to press first. They don't know where to get started or where to begin when it comes to content creation and image editing and video editing and all of that. And so Firefly helps you solve that problem. It helps you solve that problem, number one, through text to image, where you can describe what you want the image to look like, you can put in a prompt, you can describe what you want the graphic design to be, and then it will generate it for you, which saves you a bunch of time because then you don't have to like imagine what it's going to look like and then create it. You can just imagine what it's going to look like using your own creativity and then have Firefly create it for you. So it again allows you to create faster and more efficiently and just get your ideas onto paper, or I guess digital paper. It allows you to get them onto your screen and then you can work with them from there. It also has a tool called Generative Fill where you can remove or add objects to certain areas of your screen. So for example, if you're watching this video right now, if I had a photo of what's on the screen, I could remove this bar. And in fact, I will put up a video right now of how easy it is to remove that bar from a photograph. I could also add in a simple text prompt to generate a fill or generate an addition to the image by swapping out that bar maybe with a houseplant or a lamp. And again, it does all of this quickly so that you're able to ideate, you're able to play around with different brainstormed ideas and get a sense for what you do like and what you don't. Because as I've said before, your unique taste and preferences and personality are something that will always set you apart from AI. And then the third tool that I know I'm a really big fan of is Generative Expand, because sometimes I take photos vertically and I need them to be landscapes that I can put them in a YouTube video or vice versa. I take them horizontally and I'm like, wait, I need that to be taller so that I can use it in maybe an image in one of my carousels on Instagram. And so I use the Generative Expand, which is able to kind of like broaden out your images, make them taller or wider or just fill in the space, but it fills it in a really smart way. Like it's able to figure out what would have been in that space, and you can always regenerate it or edit what it does put in that space so that again, you can take one image and use it in a variety of different ways. And now I know the title of this video is Best Image Generator in 2026, but Adobe Firefly is also a really powerful video generator as well. It has text to video capabilities and image to video capabilities. And so you can use it to not only create mockups and to create images, but then to turn those images into actual videos. And Adobe has a lot of really cool AI tools baked into it. I have them written down here. It has VO 3.1, Runway Gen 4.5, Kling, it has Ray 3. All of these are different AI video generators that you have access to inside the Adobe Firefly suite so that you actually have multiple AI tools that have different styles and slightly different capabilities all baked into one. So again, you don't need to learn new tools. You don't need to add more tools to your system. You can just use Adobe Firefly because it's great for beginners and still have access to all of these other advanced tools as well. Oh, and I should mention something that absolutely matters that a lot of people overlook when it comes to AI-generated video and or photo is that oftentimes it's not commercially safe, or it's been trained on non-licensed data. It's been basically stolen data from other artists and content creators. But what's awesome about Adobe Firefly and really the entire Adobe ecosystem is that it was trained on their own native content that they have approval for. And so anything that you create, photo, video, or otherwise, as long as it was created with Adobe Firefly's generative AI models, it is designed for commercial safety. Now, one Adobe Firefly feature that I want to dive a little bit more deeply into because I think it's going to be very useful for you as a beginner is what they call Adobe Firefly Boards. What's really cool about Adobe Firefly Boards and what differentiates it from a lot of other AI image generators is that most other AI image generators are just focused on the output. You put in the prompt and it spits out the output. But what's cool about Boards is it actually involves you in the creative process. So you can basically kind of like a reference board or kind of like picture like a giant cork board that you're putting on your wall and you're pinning up a bunch of different cutouts from magazines and clippings from newspapers and little things that you saw, little sources of inspiration, right? You're putting it all on a big cork board in your room and you're going to use that to inspire you for your next painting that you're making or something. That's kind of like how Adobe Firefly Boards works. You can collect all of these different sources of inspiration, all of these different materials, all of these different elements. You can have it generate some of these elements for you, and then you can use that or bring it all together to create the final output. It is your taste, your personality, your preferences, the things that make you you, the things that you're like, oh, I really like that and I really don't, that are going to differentiate you and differentiate your content from everything else that is being created with AI. And so Adobe Firefly Boards allows you to kind of bring that all into one place. You don't have to just like keep it in your mind and then hope you're good at communicating those preferences and ideas to the AI. You can instead bring it all into one board, whether it's a color swatch or a screenshot or an image or a note or any other generated visuals that you've already made with AI. You can bring it all into one place and then use that to generate new ideas, to generate new outputs, and then you can edit and refine and build off of this taste that is uniquely yours. If you're a visual person or someone who loves planning or someone who likes visualizing the outcome or even the steps in the process before the outcome appears, then Adobe Firefly's Boards is going to be your favorite thing. Besides Boards, there's a few other features that I want to highlight when you're first getting started so that you know what they are, how to use them, and to even look for them in the first place. I already mentioned this one, but the most accessible way to kind of get in there and start getting your hands dirty is the text-to-image generation. It's pretty self-explanatory, right? You can put in prompts and describe what image you're looking for, and then it will use AI to create said image. And then, like I've already mentioned, you can use Adobe Firefly's additional tools to edit it a little bit further, refine it, tweak it, regenerate. But that's really the best thing if you're just a brand new beginner, is just get in there and start brain dumping what it is you want to create and what you want the visuals to look like directly to Adobe Firefly. Then there's the 3 generative tools that I've already talked about. Generative Fill, which allows you to basically add things to the image, but also not just add them to the image like copy and paste, but add them to the image in a way that they actually look like they were meant to be in the image. Then Generative Remove, where you can remove objects or remove unwanted clutter or remove unwanted things from your images, and then have it use smart AI technology to figure out what would be there instead, like what should it look like. It doesn't just like blur things out. And then Generative Expand, which we talked about earlier, which can allow you to expand the images and resize them so they look right for different social media use cases. But the thing I want to challenge you to do in all of this is to re-prompt and edit your prompt and to stay in the AI tool rather than taking it out. I think we can have a tendency, because of probably just how we've been trained to use AI for the first few years of its existence, that when it gives us an output, we then take the output and then we massage it ourselves. Like you take the image that Firefly creates and then you take it into some other editing app that you've used before and you retweak it, you remodify it. I want to encourage you to the best of your ability to not do that. If Firefly creates an image for you that's like 90% there, don't then save it to your device and either just like accept that it's good enough and it's fine, it's not quite what I want, but it's fine. And don't also take it into a different editing app and then like tweak it and massage it and, that's a weird word, but just you know what I'm saying, like edit it a little bit more. Instead, ask Firefly to regenerate. Give Firefly the feedback that you want or give it the changes that you want to take place and allow it to correct its images, because that's how it's going to learn to be better and that's how it's going to learn to execute on your vision more precisely the first time in the future. Now, with all that being said, let's talk about how Adobe Express fits into the ecosystem with Adobe Firefly. If Adobe Firefly is where you create and edit the images, then Adobe Express is where you really put them to work. Basically, Adobe Express is where you can take the images and the things that you create in Firefly and turn them into things that are actually ready to be posted, whether it's a carousel or a promotional graphic or an Instagram story or whatever that image is that you've created. You're able to put the final polishing touches on it and make sure that it is set up correctly for whatever social media use case you plan on using it for. And here's the 4 ways that it does that. Number 1, templates. It has hundreds of thousands of pre-designed, professionally made templates for different specific social media use cases. Reels covers, carousel slides, YouTube thumbnails, so that again, you can use the images and the things that you have created in Firefly and plug them into those pre-made templates so that you can work smarter and not harder. Express also has text overlays and different typography options because admittedly, with any AI tool, when you're telling it to add certain text, it is much easier oftentimes to just like change the font size on your own, just go like down a size, or play around with different fonts on your own by selecting from pre-existing fonts, rather than it is to reprompt the entire image generator just to make one teeny tiny little tweak to the text. And so Adobe Express is where you would take the image that Firefly has created and add the text that you want to actually go in the slideshow, and then you can make those little adjustments, you can retype the text, you can edit it and play with the different colors much faster than you would if you were to just constantly be reprompting prompting. But again, this is still better than doing what I mentioned earlier, which is where you like save what Firefly created and then take it into a new app. Because Adobe Express is part of the same Adobe ecosystem, you're able to kind of like stay in the same house. Sure, you might be going from like one room to the next, but you're not going 3 blocks down just to edit the image or add a couple pieces of text. Third is one-click resizing, and I know we talked earlier about Generative Expand and how you can resize images to your liking with Firefly, but with Adobe Express, with just the click of one button, it knows the pixel size or the formatting ratio for different social media outputs, like 1:1 or 4:5 for an Instagram carousel, or now it's 3:4 for an Instagram carousel, or the 16:9 that's needed for different vertical ratios. And so it can just, with one click of a button, automatically resize your images so that they're appropriate for different social medias. And then fourth and finally, it has an entire brand kit that you can build inside of it. So you can add your colors, your logos, your fonts, your styles, and all of that. And it can apply that automatically to the images that you create so that you're not having to like remember what was my color code or make sure that all of it fits. You're able to basically seamlessly use these images that you have generated using Firefly and make them fit for your brand. Here's a practical way that you could use Adobe Firefly, and specifically the Boards feature within Adobe Firefly, and use that in conjunction with Adobe Express. First, you're going to open up Firefly Boards like we talked about earlier, and you're going to use that as a source of inspiration, as a place where you can bring all of your different ideas and inspiration and all of your different reference photos together in one central location. Then step 2 is you're going to use text to image inside of your board to, again, use the board as inspiration, but to generate outputs, visual images inside Adobe Firefly that have slight different variations, and you can again experiment and play around with different styles and different looks until you get one that you really like. And of course, because you're still in Firefly, you have access to all of those generative tools, so you can remove different parts of the images, add things to the image, or expand the image to resize it however you like. Again, this is basically your play around phase. This is your, I have my taste, I have my preferences, let me generate a few different images to see what I can create that fits my taste and my vibe. And then once you do that in Firefly, you can bring the output that you're happy with into Express to put those final touches on it. So once you're in Adobe Express, you can then drag those images into any of the hundreds of templates that they offer. Then you can easily add text on top of any of these images, and the text can automatically fit your brand kit and guidelines that you have already set up in Adobe Express. To break down everything we've covered in this video, I thought this little table would be helpful here. At the top, we have the 3 primary tools that we talked about today: Adobe Firefly, Firefly Boards, and Adobe Express. And then over on the left-hand side, we have primary use, what it's best for, the key beginner features, and then what's included in the free tier down at the bottom. Basically, if I were to summarize this entire video in just one sentence, it would be that you can use Adobe Firefly Boards to figure out what you're making and what you want it to look like. And then you use Adobe Firefly itself to make it or create the images. And then you use Adobe Express to put the final polishing touches so that it's ready to be posted on Instagram. And this is all very beginner friendly because it's intuitive, it's easy to use, and it doesn't require a huge setup. And it's also beginner friendly because it's budget friendly. And I know we haven't really talked much about budget or spending money today, but a lot of these tools and capabilities and features that I've been discussing are available on the free tier of Adobe. Even on Adobe Firefly's free tier, you get generative credits that restock daily so that every single 24-hour period, you have the opportunity to create new images and play around and come up with different expressions of what you might be looking for. And even Adobe Express's free tier includes access to templates and a lot of the AI features that I've talked about in today's episode. So, like I said, if you're a beginner, the Adobe ecosystem, and specifically Adobe Firefly and Adobe Express, are really a great solution that I would recommend looking into. And that's why if someone were to ask me what is the best beginner image editor in 2026, I would recommend Adobe Firefly with Adobe Express as the natural next step in the workflow. Not because they're the perfect tool or they're the tool that has every single feature possible, but because they're the best tool to help you get started, to help you get the ball rolling, to help you figure out what you want to do when you're like, I don't even know where to begin. Firefly handles the creative heavy lifting so that the inspiration and the taste and the preferences can come from you, but the actual creation, the pen to paper, the I want to get what's in my brain into an actual visual way that I can look at, that is what's handled via Adobe Firefly. And then you can use Express once you're happy with the output to put those final touches touches on it so that it's ready to actually be used on social media. If you want to try Adobe Firefly and or Adobe Express, I will put links down in the description below. And again, I want to thank Adobe for sponsoring this video because as someone who is a beginner image generator themselves, it was so helpful for me to be able to experiment and then learn these things and then teach them back to you. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button as well. Thank you so much for being here, and as always, happy networking.